Okay, so for the second match, we are going to have ROOTMinigun on the left side as our teal Protoss, with Minigun saying "Do." On the right side, we do have FaYDe as our purple Zerg. So it's going to be cross positions, good for FaYDe. Okay for Minigun. Depends on what he goes.
I kind of like this map for ZVP. You can defend against all ends really easily. The expansions kind of choke off and really lend themselves well to defending against any Protoss all ends.
Yeah, I think it's a good map as long as there's no Terran playing.
I think you could say that about all maps, but...
Very true. We see Minigun scouting that top base first. Not sure if he saw that Overlord, but we'll be scouting FaYDe next anyhow. See FaYDe just droning up here. See if he goes for a fast expansion.
This is the first round, the Thunderzark Invitational, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Round of 16.
Delayed from last night because Minigun was experiencing some technical difficulties.
Ooh, you see that FaYDe...
I like that sneak there for that expansion.
Yep, very
this guy
sneaky.
definitely
Go for that 14 hatch.
Definitely watches my stream. I'm very impressed.
I'm sure he does. Oh, Mini sees it. Just gonna try to be a little annoying here. There's not much you can do otherwise. Looks like FaYDe may just be going straight for the pull, not gonna get the gas first, so may delay metabolic boost a little bit. That way you can get those two queens out early.
FaYDe's patrolling the bottom of the ramp here. I guess he's worried Minigun's going to try some sneaky cannon. And it's always good to patrol the bottom of your ramp anyway, but...
Yep, just playing it safe. Minigun not looking to go for anything. Oh, never mind. As I say that, getting a really quick second gas. Looked like it was on 18 or 19.
I don't know. Minigun says he takes his gases pretty early. I mean, he did that to me when I walked in. He said it's what he always does. I thought he was just kind of messing with me, but I don't know. It's possible. He does. A lot of his builds are pretty gas heavy. He really likes his sentries and stalkers.
Definitely true.
Yeah, might let him chrono boost out a couple extra sentries here. Though don't see him using that chrono boost right now.
Seeing the Zerg play so greedy here and having this map be such an easy map to defend a fast expansion with, I'd be pretty surprised to see Minigun not at least try to fast expo here. I don't think there's much of a reason not to.
Well, I'm curious because he is getting that stalker out first instead of a sentry.
Yeah, he's chrono boosting out his stalker first and not chrono boosting out his warp gate research. Actually started the stalker before his warp gate. So probably going to go for that early zealot pressure with stalker, which is sometimes effective, but we do see that FaYDe has pumped out 4 lings already.
Yeah,
does have a spine crawler up in his natural.
Yeah, not only the 4 lings, but the spine crawler shut that down pretty much completely.
Yeah, FaYDe just now getting that gas up, so if he does go for metabolic boost, it's going to be very delayed. But it did let him safely get that spine crawler. He already has the 2 queens out. I would expect a third to start spreading the creep as well. Right now, neither player is really showing what they're going to be taking up to. It looks like Minigun is expecting to move out and take a Nexus. He's getting his second, third gateway up.
Ooh. Wow, that hurt. He didn't. FaYDe didn't get to cancel on that.
Cancel.
Needs to be careful he doesn't lose the queen as well, although Minigun might lose his units if he stays in there.
Smart play by Minigun, just being annoying. The Zerg responded well, though. The Zerg didn't produce a whole bunch of lings, still droning up. Not deterred by the slightest.
Both players about equal right now.
Yep, we have that Nexus going up from Minigun, as well as a gateway at the front, going to be able to wall off a little bit. Although, sometimes I like the gateway in the other position, but I guess Defender's advantage here is just really nice. So, fast expanding on Lost Humble, pretty good. Does have 3 sentries out to do some nice force fields. We'll be able to retreat up the ramp and shoot down if he needs to. But FaYDe just looks like he's droning up here after throwing down those spine crawlers. Grabbing his 5th or 3rd and 4th gas. Maybe thinking about going mutas in this position. would not be a bad idea. We do see him morphing his lair, which is about 3/4 of the way done. Although not... Oh, there we go, grabbing that second gas at his main.
Yeah, definitely. I'm almost 100% FaYDe here is probably going to do some kind of muta play. He's got that overload on the cliff. He sees the Nexus going down. Minigun stuck that Robo Bay right at the front of his base. I would be really surprised to see anything except for mutas from the Zerg in this position.
Yeah, Minigun spinning a lot of gas right now in those sentries. Wondering if he's just going to go straight for Robotics Bay, get some early Colossi out. But versus Muta's obviously not going to do that much. We do have that Spire being thrown down for FaYDe, so you're exactly right.
Yep, throwing down a 4th Spine Crawler, so going that beta-esque Spine Crawler into Muta. Is pretty good on Lost Temple, actually. There's a lot of airspace to run by, and the distance between your main and natural is actually bigger than it looks like just because of the way the ramps are facing. And even with sentries, although their Guardian Shield is really good against Muta attacks, it's just really hard for them to keep up with the mobility of the Mutas in this cross-positional situation.
FaYDe's got himself set up here. Minigun has to be really careful when he pushes out with his army. FaYDe's got so many Spine Crawlers set up, there's just no way Minigun is going to be able to push into this expansion. But if he gets caught with his army not near his base, these Mutas are going to be able to pick off a lot of probes. I do see Minigun is starting to throw up. No, that's not a cannon. It's just another pylon going up. So Minigun is really exposed in this situation here.
Yeah, it doesn't even have a forge up yet.
Fly over these Spine Crawlers, though, now. There are, what, 10 Spine Crawlers going up. One just goes down, though. Does have an Immortal coming out, which will help him take down these Spine Crawlers, but that is still a ton of Spine Crawlers. And we do have 9 Mutas about to pop. This Observer should see them come out. So he's going to need to run back to his main, and he is throwing down double Stargate here. He needs to pump out a bunch of Phoenixes to keep up with these Mutalisks. In the meanwhile, we do have FaYDe taking that 6 o'clock base. Muta's going to give him a little bit of map control here, so he should be safe with that.
I think FaYDe's in a good position right now. I think Minigun, if he does want to go for an attack, he'd be better off just going for drops, try to drop a couple Zelds inside of FaYDe's base right now. Because there's not really any defense in his main. All that defense is at the expansion.
It's actually
Maybe
really rare.
It's
really rare to see any drop play from Protoss, which I think is unfortunate. I think a Warp Prism in this position could do an awesome amount of damage, potentially game-breaking. I really like that FaYDe here has dropped 2 Evo Chambers in his base. This almost reminds me of ZVZ play, where you just use the Mutas to gain map control, and now he's going to hardcore switch tech to Roaches or Hydras to punish Minigun for overreacting to these Mutalisks with a dual Stargate play.
Yep, FaYDe losing a little bit of control there, losing a Mutas to those sentries, saying whoops. Does scout the entire base of Minigun, though, and just poking away, keeping Minigun in his base. Minigun did have to put his entire army spread out in between each of his mineral lines, and has been throwing up cannons like crazy.
Yeah, Minigun's been doing a great job holding this off. He's also completely equal in Harvesters with FaYDe, so 60 apiece right now. FaYDe just now pulling ahead by 3. So it's really close, but now that FaYDe does have that base down at the 6 o'clock, he's going to start pulling slightly ahead. I don't know how long it's going to be before Minigun actually finds it, but with Phoenixes out, it might not be too long. Like Phoenix is doing a lot of damage on those Mutas.
Minigun is saving up for some epic Chrono boost here, I guess. See the maxed energy on the Nexus and the expansion.
Yep, he's got 172 total out of possible 200. So, really stockpiling it up, although I don't think he gets interest returns on that. Somebody needs to make sure to message him about that.
Probably after the game would be best.
Yeah, preferably not now.
Yeah. Minigun needs to be careful here that he doesn't over respond to these Muta by going too Phoenix heavy in his army. It looks like FaYDe is starting to mass produce Hydra. The Hydra Den goes down. We've got Carapace upgrades, and it looks like melee upgrades for Zergling coming out.
Yeah, but this is some really
actually... Go ahead.
intense kind of tempo play here, because we do see Minigun, after producing those Phoenixes, now pumping out a couple Void Rays, but also going and throwing down his Robotics Bay, so that he's going to be able to pump out Colossi, hoping that FaYDe is actually going to react to these Phoenixes, and these Phoenixes do scout this bottom 6 o'clock. FaYDe has thrown down another hatchery there at the natural there, so going to be going up to 4 bases here. But it's going to be really interesting to see the timing of these Colossi compared to the timing push from these Hydras of FaYDe.
Minigun still has no idea that that base is sitting down there all the way at the 635. Although it looks like he might scout it now.
There he goes. If he does find it and sees the Hydras, so he's going to know he's in a good position right now. No infestors, so he's going to be able to run around with those Phoenixes and do a lot of damage. And I do like Minigun's transition to get Void Rays as well, which is definitely going to help him break these bases. I actually don't know how I feel about Minigun actually bringing the Void Rays out with the Phoenixes right now, because there's a good chance the Hydras could just catch up with it and snipe them.
Yeah, definitely. These Void Rays are very expensive, and they're very, very, very fragile if they get caught out in the open by the Zerg player.
Well, we do have the first Colossus out now. Second Colossus is on the way in Thermal Lance, about a fourth of the way done. He is doing pretty good with his upgrades, as he is currently 1 attack. Right now, FaYDe is 1 carapace, getting, looks like double upgrades, missile attacks level 1 and carapace level 2, as well as flyer level 2. So FaYDe's actually doing a great job on his upgrades right now.
A little bamboozled by FaYDe totally bypassing his gold here. I think it's actually the easiest base to defend in this position. He's also getting slaughtered on Harvester count by Minigun too.
Yep, 90 to 56, and here comes the engagement though. Nice force fields going down, separating some of those Hydras though. Phoenix is lifting up a couple Hydras. Surprisingly, Hydras are light, so Phoenixes do bonus damage against them. So in decent numbers, they're actually pretty good. We do see a lot of Colossi roasting those Hydralisks and Zerglings. So FaYDe losing a lot there. Taking a look at the units lost tab, FaYDe behind almost 3,500 minerals, or sorry, resources, with 92 units lost compared to just the 24 of Minigun. So Minigun actually winning that engagement and just going to be continuing to produce that death ball of Phoenixes, Void Rays, and Colossi with a few Stalkers mixed in.
FaYDe is actually really far behind right now, as he is down 50 supply, just trying to attack with small groups of Zerglings. I don't think this is going to be able to do too much, but he is going to run straight into the main, but a couple Zealots may block this. Colossi are going to come back, and right now we see Minigun way up on Harvesters. He is at 96 compared to the 56, so he's up 40 Harvesters right now, also on 4 bases. That is equal with FaYDe right now. FaYDe needs to be getting a lot more drones out, but it looks like he is going purely into mutas. I'm not sure if he's going to have much longer in this, considering he has not done that much damage to those Phoenixes. I don't think the mutas are going to be able to do that much by themselves.
FaYDe did a little bit of damage there, but I mean he's just in a really uncomfortable spot right now. When Protoss gets this huge collection of units, it seems like they can effectively deal with almost any single Zerg unit. You almost need a lethal combination of your own to deal with this many units from the Protoss, with this many kinds of different tech units.
Yep. Minigun really hitting his stride here, getting those 4 bases up. He is mined out in his main, but he's in a great position. He's actually getting a Templar tech right now. I did see him throw down that Templar Archive says not started researching Storm yet, but that's going to completely nullify any Muta play or Zergling play. But there's not a lot that Zerg can do in this position, even bases worth Protoss, although now down a base after Minigun did destroy that 6 o'clock natural. Yep, and there's GG. Just realizing that unit composition and the way that the economic situation was, there was just no way he's going to win that.